The alarm bells rang loud through the medical station. Dr. Zethkari dropped his data pad and rushed to the emergency bay. His 4 arms moved quickly as he prepared for the incoming patient. The tall, blue-skinned Altarian had seen many medical cases in his 30 years of practice, but human biology was still new to him. "Emergency shuttle approaching," announced the station computer in its calm voice. "Human vessel UES Discovery, requesting immediate medical assistance for critically injured crew member." Dr. Zethkari's heart sank. Humans were so fragile compared to other species. Their thin skin, weak bones, and simple organs made them easy to hurt. He had read the medical files about their home planet Earth. It was a death world full of poison, radiation, and dangerous creatures. How such weak beings survived, that was beyond him. Nurse Veltar floated beside him, her crystal body glowing with worry. The Zephyrian had worked with humans before and knew how quickly they could die from simple injuries. "Doctor, should I prepare the emergency life support chamber?" she asked. "Yes, and ready the surgical bay. If they are calling for help, this human must be close to death," Dr. Zethkari replied. He checked his medical scanner one more time. The device could heal most species instantly, but human biology was still a mystery to galactic medicine. The shuttle landed with a soft thud in the docking bay. Dr. Zethkari and his team rushed to meet it. The door opened, and they expected to see a dying human carried on a stretcher. Instead, a tall human male walked out on his own 2 feet. "Hey there, Doc," the human said with a smile. "I'm Lieutenant Jake Morrison. Sorry to bother you, but the crew thought I should get checked out." Dr. Zethkari stared in shock. The human's uniform was torn and bloody. A deep cut ran across his chest, and dark bruises covered his arms. Blood still dripped from several wounds, yet he was standing upright and talking normally. "Sir, please lie down immediately," Dr. Zethkari said, his voice shaking. "You are clearly in critical condition." Jake laughed, a sound that made the alien doctor jump. "Critical? Nah, this is just a scratch. I've had worse during training, though I admit it stings a bit." Behind Jake, another human stepped out of the shuttle. This one was a female wearing a medical uniform. She carried a simple bag and looked completely calm. "I'm Dr. Lisa Grant," she said. "I came along to help translate medical terms. Jake here got into a little accident with some falling debris." Dr. Zethkari's large eyes grew even wider. "Little accident? He is bleeding extensively. His vital signs must be failing." Dr. Grant shrugged. "His blood pressure is a bit low, but nothing serious. The cuts look worse than they are. Human skin. Bleeds a lot, but it heals fast too." Nurse Veltar quickly scanned Jake with her medical device. The readings made her crystal body flash in confusion. "Doctor, this cannot be right. The scanner shows massive trauma, but also shows active healing at the cellular level." "Let me see," Dr. Zethkari said, taking the scanner. The device showed that Jake had 3 broken ribs, significant blood loss, and tissue damage that should have killed him instantly. Yet it also showed something impossible. Jake's body was fixing itself. "Your white blood cell count is beyond our measurement scale," Dr. Zethkari said in amazement. "How are you still conscious?" Jake scratched his head, leaving a small streak of blood in his hair. "White blood cells? I don't know much about that stuff. I just know I feel okay. Maybe a little tired, but that's normal after getting banged up." Dr. Grant opened her medical bag and pulled out simple tools that looked primitive compared to the alien equipment. "Mind if I clean him up? I brought some basic supplies." "Please, use our advanced healing chamber," Dr. Zethkari offered. "It can repair damage at the molecular level." "Thanks, but that's not necessary," Dr. Grant said. She pulled out a bottle of clear liquid and poured it on Jake's wounds. Jake hissed slightly, but did not cry out. This will clean the cuts and help prevent infection. Dr. Zethkari watched in fascination as Dr. Grant worked. She used simple cloth to wipe away blood, then applied a sticky bandage to the largest cut. The whole process took less than 10 minutes. That's it. Nurse Veltar asked, "What about the broken ribs? The blood loss? The tissue damage?" "The ribs will heal on their own in a few weeks," Dr. Grant explained. "Jake's body will replace the lost blood in a couple of days. As for tissue damage, well, humans are pretty good at fixing that stuff." Jake nodded and flexed his arms, showing off the bandages. "I should be back to normal duty in a week or so. Maybe less if I eat enough protein and get some rest." Dr. Zethkari felt dizzy. In his medical training, he had learned that such injuries would kill most species within hours. Even with advanced treatment, recovery would take months and might leave permanent damage. "How is this possible?" he asked. "Your species files indicate that humans are fragile." Dr. Grant smiled. "Fragile? Who told you that? Humans are actually pretty tough. We have to be coming from Earth and all. But Earth is listed as a death world," Nurse Veltar said. "The environment is hostile to most life forms." "Hostile to you, maybe," Jake said. "To us, it's just home. We grew up dealing with all that stuff. Makes us harder to break, I guess." Dr. Zethkari ran another scan on Jake. The results were even more confusing. Jake's pain tolerance was far beyond anything in the medical database. His healing rate was faster than some species with advanced regeneration abilities. "Lieutenant Morrison," Dr. Zethkari said carefully, "would you mind if we ran some more tests?" "For research purposes?" Jake shrugged. "Sure, as long as it doesn't take too long. I want to get back to my ship. The crew gets worried when I'm gone too long." "They worry about you?" Nurse Veltar asked. "Yeah, they think I take too many risks," Jake said with a grin. "They're probably right, but someone has to do the dangerous jobs." Dr. Grant packed up her simple medical supplies. "I'll leave you my contact information in case you have questions about human biology. We're still learning about how different we are from other species." As the two humans prepared to leave, Dr. Zethkari felt a chill run through his body. Jake Morrison had walked in with injuries that should have been fatal, treated them with primitive methods, and was now ready to return to active duty. If this was normal for humans, what did that mean for the galaxy? "Doctor," Nurse Veltar whispered, "should we report this to Galactic Medical Command?" Dr. Zethkari watched Jake wave goodbye as he walked back to his shuttle without any help. The human moved like someone who had suffered minor scratches, not life-threatening trauma. "Yes," he said quietly. "I think we need to understand human biology much better than we do." As the shuttle departed, Dr. Zethkari made a note in his medical log. For the first time in his career, he had treated a patient who seemed to defy the basic laws of biology. The question was whether Jake Morrison was unusual, or if all humans were this impossible to kill. The thought terrified him more than he wanted to admit. The news traveled fast to the Galactic Alliance. Dr. Zethkari's medical report about Jake Morrison created a storm of confusion among scientists. Within a week, the Alliance Science Council demanded a full investigation into human biology. Dr. Quickstall arrived at the medical station 3 days later. The insectoid scientist was known throughout the galaxy for his work with dangerous species. His compound eyes could see details that other beings missed, and his 4-part brain could process information faster than most computers. "Dr. Zethkari," he said in his clicking voice, "I have read your report 5 times. Either you made serious errors, or we have a major problem." Dr. Zethkari's blue skin turned a darker shade. "I checked everything 3 times. The human really did heal from those injuries in days, not months." Then we need more data, Dr. Krickstall said. I have permission to conduct full biological tests on human volunteers. The Alliance needs to understand what we are dealing with. Dr. Amanda Peterson arrived the next day with 2 human volunteers. She was a small woman with brown hair and kind eyes, but she carried herself with the confidence of someone used to being the smartest person in the room. Gentlemen, she said to the alien scientists, let me introduce our volunteers. This is Tony Rodriguez, former Marine Sergeant, and Kate Sullivan, a civilian engineer. They have agreed to help us understand human biology better. Tony was a large man with dark skin and muscles that showed even through his clothes. Kate was smaller, with red hair and pale skin, but she moved with the easy grace of someone in excellent shape. Before we start, Dr. Peterson said, I should warn you that humans might seem tough compared to other species. We evolved on a world that tried to kill us every day. Dr. Krickstall clicked his mandibles together. Dr. Peterson, your species files indicate that humans are among the weaker races. Your bones break easily, your skin tears, and you require constant food and water. Tony laughed, a deep sound that made the alien step back. Weak? Lady, you might want to check those files again. The first test was simple. Dr. Krickstall wanted to see how long humans could work without rest. Most galactic species needed to rest every 20 to 30 minutes to avoid collapse. Kate got on the exercise machine with a smile. How long do you want me to run? Until you need to stop, Dr. Krickstall said. Most beings can manage about 15 minutes of continuous activity. Kate started running at a steady pace. After 30 minutes, she was still going strong. After an hour, she was barely breathing hard. After 2 hours, the aliens were getting worried. Are you sure she is not in distress? Nurse Veltar asked. Dr. Peterson checked Kate's vital signs. She's fine. Kate runs marathons for fun. This is easy for her. Marathons? Dr. Zethkari asked. 26 miles of running, Tony explained. Some humans do it just for the challenge. Dr. Krickstall's eyes went wide. 26 miles? That is impossible. No biological being can run that far without dying. Kate finally stopped after 4 hours, not because she was tired, but because she was getting bored. Can we try something else? This is pretty easy. The next test was environmental tolerance. Dr. Krickstall had prepared a chamber with atmosphere that would be toxic to most species. Tony walked in wearing only basic protective gear. This atmosphere contains methane, carbon dioxide, and trace amounts of hydrogen sulfide, Dr. Krickstall explained. Most species would die in seconds. Tony looked around the chamber and shrugged. Smells bad, but I've worked in worse places. How long do you want me to stay? He spent an hour in the toxic environment, completing simple tasks while the aliens watched in horror. When he came out, he was completely fine. How is this possible? Dr. Zethkari asked. Dr. Peterson smiled. Human blood can adapt to carry different gases. Our lungs can filter out many toxins. We are built to survive in hostile environments. The aliens ran more tests. They discovered that humans could survive radiation levels that would kill most species. They could function in temperatures that would freeze or cook other beings. They could go without food for weeks and without water for days. This makes no sense, Dr. Krickstall said, reviewing the data. According to everything we know about biology, humans should be dead. Maybe your understanding of biology is limited, Dr. Peterson suggested gently. Humans have survived on Earth for millions of years. We learned to adapt to anything our world threw at us. The most disturbing test came when Dr. Krickstall wanted to measure human pain tolerance. He used a device that created mild discomfort in most species, causing them to stop immediately. Tony barely reacted to the highest setting. That tickles a bit, he said. Is it supposed to hurt? Dr. Crickstall checked the device twice. It was working perfectly. This level of stimulus should cause immediate unconsciousness in most beings. Humans have a different relationship with pain, Dr. Peterson explained. We can push through discomfort that would stop other species. We had to learn this to survive. Kate demonstrated by pinching her arm hard enough to leave marks. Pain is just information. It tells us something is wrong, but it doesn't have to stop us. The final test was the most shocking. Dr. Crickstall wanted to see how humans responded to stress. He created a situation where the humans had to solve problems while under pressure. Both Tony and Kate became faster and more focused under stress. Their reaction times improved, their strength increased, and their thinking became sharper. This is impossible, Dr. Zethkari said, watching the readings. Stress should make performance worse, not better. Adrenaline, Dr. Peterson said. When humans face danger, our bodies release chemicals that make us stronger and faster. It's an automatic response. Tony grinned. We call it getting pumped up. Makes everything easier. Dr. Crickstall looked at all the data they had collected. Humans could work for hours without rest, survive in toxic environments, ignore pain that would kill others, and actually improve under stress. Dr. Peterson, he said carefully, are these humans typical of your species? Pretty average, she replied. Tony is in good shape because of his military background, and Kate exercises regularly, but nothing special. What about humans who are not average? Dr. Crickstall asked. What about your best specimens? Dr. Peterson thought for a moment. Well, we have athletes who are much stronger and faster. We have soldiers who are trained for combat. We have explorers who push human limits every day. Nurse Veltar's crystal body dimmed with worry. If these are average humans, what are your exceptional ones capable of? I'm not sure you want to know, Dr. Peterson said quietly. Some humans can do things that even we find hard to believe. Dr. Crickstall felt a chill run through his exoskeleton. If Tony and Kate were average humans, and they could already do things that seemed impossible, what did that mean for the galaxy? Dr. Peterson, he said, I need to ask you something important. Are all humans this resilient? More or less? She replied, some are tougher, some are weaker, but we all come from the same world. We all had to survive the same challenges. Dr. Crickstall made a decision that would change everything. I need to call the Alliance Security Council. They need to know about this immediately. As the aliens prepared their reports, Tony and Kate sat in the waiting area, completely relaxed after their tests. They had no idea that their casual demonstration of human capabilities had just terrified some of the galaxy's top scientists. Think they learned anything useful? Kate asked. Tony shrugged. Hope so. They seemed pretty surprised by basic human stuff. Neither of them understood that they had. Just proven humans were far more dangerous than anyone in the galaxy had imagined. 3 weeks after Dr. Crickstall's report reached the Alliance Security Council, the entire galaxy was buzzing with nervous energy. Chief Quinthara, a massive reptilian being with scales that changed color with her mood, currently displayed the deep red of extreme concern. The council has voted, she announced to the assembled scientists. Before humans can receive full Alliance membership, we must conduct a complete security evaluation. We need to understand exactly what kind of species we are dealing with. Dr. Nixori stepped forward. She was a Shadowkin, a species that had evolved from pack hunters before developing civilization. Her experience with predator psychology made her the perfect choice to evaluate humans. Her dark, flowing form and glowing eyes had helped her understand the most dangerous minds in the galaxy. I will conduct the evaluation personally, she said in her whisper-soft voice. But I warn you, if humans are truly as capable as the medical reports suggest, This investigation may reveal things we are not prepared for. The evaluation took place on a secure research station, far from populated systems. Dr. Peterson returned with 2 new volunteers, both carefully chosen for their different backgrounds. "This is Ryan Cooper, a former police detective," she said, introducing a man with gray hair and alert eyes. "And this is Megan Torres, a wildlife biologist who studies dangerous animals." Dr. Nixori studied the 2 humans carefully. They looked harmless enough, but she had learned not to trust appearances. "We will begin with basic psychological testing." The first test was pattern recognition. Dr. Nixori showed Ryan a series of images and asked him to find connections. Most species could identify simple patterns, but Ryan's performance was extraordinary. "There," Ryan said, pointing to seemingly random images. "These 3 show signs of deception. The subject is lying about their identity." Dr. Nixori checked her data. Ryan was correct. The images were from a criminal investigation, and the subject had indeed been lying. "How did you know?" "Body language, facial expressions, small details that don't match," Ryan explained. "You learn to read people when you work with criminals. Most liars have tells." Dr. Nixori felt a chill. The ability to detect deception was a predator trait used to identify weakness in prey. "What else can you read from these images?" Ryan studied them again. "This person is right-handed, probably has a back injury, and is scared of whoever they're talking to. They grew up poor, have military training, and are carrying a concealed weapon." Every detail was accurate. Dr. Nixori realized that Ryan could extract more information from simple images than most species could gather from direct interaction. The next test was tracking ability. Dr. Nixori took Megan to a specially prepared area where she had hidden various objects. "Find what doesn't belong," she instructed. Megan walked through the area slowly, her eyes scanning everything. Within minutes, she had found all the hidden objects and identified several other anomalies that Dr. Nixori had not even noticed. "How did you do that?" Dr. Nixori asked. "I study animal behavior," Megan explained. "You learn to see signs that others miss. Broken twigs, disturbed soil, scent trails. Everything leaves traces." Dr. Nixori's form darkened with worry. Megan was displaying hunting behaviors that most civilized species had forgotten millions of years ago. "What do you mean by scent trails?" Megan took a deep breath. "I can smell that 3 different people have been in this room today. One of them had coffee, another uses a specific soap, and the third has a medical condition that affects their body chemistry." Dr. Nixori tested this claim and found it completely accurate. Humans could track by scent like primitive hunters. Psychological evaluation revealed even more disturbing facts. Dr. Nixori discovered that human eyes faced forward, not sideways like prey species. Their depth perception was designed for tracking moving objects, not watching for danger. "Your teeth are also concerning," she told the humans. "They are designed for tearing flesh, not just eating plants." Ryan laughed. "Humans are omnivores. We eat both plants and meat. Always have." "But you can survive on meat alone?" Dr. Nixori asked. "Sure," Megan said. "Some human cultures eat almost nothing but meat. We're very adaptable." The final test was the most revealing. Dr. Nixori wanted to understand human hunting behavior. She created a simulation where the humans had to track and capture a target. Both Ryan and Megan excelled at the task, but their methods terrified the watching scientists. They didn't just find their target quickly. They demonstrated something called persistence hunting. "We don't need to be faster than our prey," Megan explained as she cornered the simulation target. "We just need to be more persistent. Humans can track something for days or weeks until it gets tired and gives up." Dr. Nixori's form went completely black with horror. You hunt by exhausting your prey? It's efficient, Ryan said. Most animals are faster than humans in short bursts, but we can keep going long after they collapse from exhaustion. The concept was so alien to civilized species that Dr. Nixori had to pause the evaluation. Persistence hunting was something that had been extinct in galactic civilization for so long that it was considered a myth. Dr. Peterson, she said carefully, are you telling me that humans used to hunt large animals by simply following them until they died of exhaustion? Not used to, Dr. Peterson corrected. Some humans still do it. There are tribes on Earth that still practice traditional hunting methods. Dr. Nixori pulled up historical records from Earth. What she found made her form go completely cold. Humans had hunted mammoth, giant bears, and saber-toothed cats using nothing but persistence and primitive weapons. Your species drove multiple large predators to extinction, she said in disbelief. We were just trying to survive, Megan said. Earth was full of dangerous animals. We had to compete with them for resources. But how did you defeat creatures that were larger and stronger than you? Ryan smiled, showing teeth that suddenly looked much more threatening. We worked together. Humans are pack hunters. One human might not be able to take down a mammoth, but a group of humans with a plan can take down anything. Dr. Nixori realized that humans had not just survived their death world, they had conquered it. They had eliminated every other large predator and claimed the top of the food chain. What happened to your prey species? She asked. We domesticated the useful ones, Dr. Peterson said. Cows, pigs, chickens. We turned them into livestock. The ones we couldn't use, we eliminated or drove to small populations. The implications hit Dr. Nixori like a physical blow. Humans had not just hunted for survival. They had managed entire ecosystems. They had decided which species lived and which died. Dr. Peterson, she said, her voice barely audible, how many large predators remain on Earth? Besides humans? Not many. We have some bears, big cats, and wolves, but they all avoid human areas. We are the dominant predator on our planet. Dr. Nixori's evaluation report would later be classified at the highest security levels. She concluded that humans were not just another species joining the alliance. They were active predators who had chosen to wear the mask of civilization. They are persistence hunters, she wrote. They can track prey across continents and through any environment. They work in coordinated groups and can eliminate any target given enough time. Most terrifying of all, they do not see this as unusual behavior. The security evaluation revealed that humans were not weak refugees from a death world. They were the reason their world was considered deadly. They had eliminated everything that threatened them and taken control of their entire planet. Chief Quainthara's scales turned black when she read the report. Are you telling me that humans are predators pretending to be civilized? No, Dr. Nixori replied. I'm telling you that humans are predators who chose to become civilized. The question is what happens if they ever decide to change their minds? The galaxy had welcomed humans as fragile refugees who needed protection. The truth was far more frightening. Humans were apex predators who had voluntarily limited themselves to play nice with other species. For the first time in galactic history, the Alliance faced a member species that could theoretically hunt every other race to extinction if they chose to. The only thing protecting the galaxy was humanity's decision to be civilized. Dr. Nixori's final note was simple but chilling. We are not evaluating humans for membership in the Alliance. We are hoping they will allow us to remain alive. The classified reports from Dr. Nixori created panic in the highest levels of Alliance government. Within days, a new research team was assembled with one goal: understand exactly how dangerous humans could become under stress. Dr. Quickstall found himself leading the most important research project in galactic history. His team included specialists from 12 different species, all sworn to secrecy about their findings. The previous evaluations showed us what humans can do under normal conditions, he explained to his team. But the psychological evaluation revealed something called adrenaline response. We need to understand what happens when humans face actual danger. Dr. Peterson arrived with 2 new volunteers, both selected for their experience with high-stress situations. Chris Parker was a test pilot who had survived multiple spacecraft emergencies. Nicole Davis was a paramedic who had worked in combat. Zones, I want to be clear about something, Dr. Peterson said to the assembled scientists. What you're about to see may be disturbing. Human stress responses evolved to help us survive life-threatening situations. The first test was reaction time under pressure. Dr. Crickstall created a simulation where Chris had to respond to multiple threats simultaneously. Under normal conditions, Chris performed well, but within expected parameters for his species. Then, Dr. Crickstall activated the stress protocols. Alarms blared, lights flashed, and the simulation became genuinely dangerous. Chris's performance changed instantly. His reaction time dropped to levels that approached machine precision. His movements became fluid and certain. He handled multiple crisis situations simultaneously while maintaining perfect focus. This is impossible, whispered Dr. Veltar, monitoring the readings. His neural activity has increased by 400%. Dr. Peterson checked Chris's vital signs. His adrenaline levels are elevated, but still within safe parameters for humans. This is normal combat response. Normal? Dr. Crickstall asked. His performance exceeds our best computer systems. Chris finished the simulation and stepped out, breathing hard but alert. How did I do, Doc? You just outperformed our most advanced artificial intelligence, Dr. Crickstall said in amazement. How do you feel? Pretty good, Chris replied. Little tired, but that's normal after a stress test. The adrenaline rush helps focus the mind. The next test was physical capability under stress. Nicole was placed in a medical emergency simulation, where she had to perform complex procedures while under extreme pressure. As the stress increased, Nicole's performance improved dramatically. Her hands became steadier, her movements more precise. She completed procedures that would challenge most beings, even under ideal conditions. Dr. Peterson, Dr. Crickstall said, watching the readings, her strength has increased by 300%. Her endurance appears to be unlimited. Adrenaline can unlock physical capabilities that humans don't normally access, Dr. Peterson explained. In emergency situations, humans can perform feats that seem impossible. Nicole finished the test and wiped sweat from her forehead. That was a good workout. The stress keeps you sharp. Dr. Crickstall was taking notes furiously. Are you telling me that humans become stronger and faster when they are in danger? Exactly, Dr. Peterson said. It's an evolutionary adaptation. When faced with life-threatening situations, human bodies release chemicals that enhance performance. The research team conducted more tests. They discovered that humans under stress could lift objects that normally required mechanical assistance. They could run faster and longer than their baseline measurements suggested was possible. Most disturbing was the discovery that adrenaline response was not just physical. Humans under stress could process information faster, make better decisions, and coordinate complex actions with minimal communication. This defies everything we know about biology, Dr. Crickstall said, reviewing the data. Stress should impair performance, not enhance it. Dr. Peterson pulled up historical records from Earth. Let me show you some examples of human adrenaline response in real situations. The files contained stories that horrified the alien scientists. Humans lifting vehicles to save trapped family members. Soldiers continuing to fight with wounds that should have been fatal. Athletes pushing beyond exhaustion to achieve impossible goals. This woman lifted a car that weighed 2,000 pounds, Dr. Crickstal said, reading one file. The calculation shows she generated force equivalent to industrial machinery. Emergency. Situations can trigger hysterical strength, Dr. Peterson explained. Humans can access physical capabilities that are normally locked away. The most frightening discovery came when Dr. Crickstal tested group adrenaline response. He created a scenario where Chris and Nicole had to work together under extreme stress. Not only did both humans perform better individually, they seemed to enhance each other's capabilities. Their coordination became perfect, their communication almost telepathic. They are operating as a single unit, Dr. Valtar observed. Their neural patterns are synchronizing. Chris and Nicole moved through the simulation like a well-oiled machine. They anticipated each other's actions, covered each other's weaknesses, and achieved results that exceeded the sum of their individual capabilities. How is this possible? Dr. Crickstal asked. Humans evolved as pack hunters, Dr. Peterson reminded him. Under stress, we revert to instinctive cooperation patterns. The adrenaline response includes enhanced group coordination. The implications were staggering. Individual humans under stress could perform superhuman feats. Groups of humans under stress could coordinate at levels that seemed impossible. Dr. Peterson, Dr. Crickstal said carefully, what happens when large numbers of humans experience stress simultaneously? That depends on the situation, she replied. In disasters, humans often work together to save lives. In combat situations, they become incredibly effective military units. Dr. Crickstal pulled up files on human military history. What he found made his compound eyes dim with fear. Humans had fought wars involving millions of individuals, all operating under stress conditions that enhanced their capabilities. Your species has conducted warfare using adrenaline-enhanced soldiers, he said in disbelief. All warfare is stressful, Dr. Peterson said. Human soldiers learn to use their stress response as a weapon. Military training is designed to trigger and control adrenaline in combat situations. The research team realized they were not just studying human biology. They were uncovering the secret of human military effectiveness. Humans did not just fight wars. They used their stress response to become better soldiers. Are you telling me that human military units are composed of individuals who become stronger and faster in combat? Dr. Crickstal asked. That's a simplified way to put it, Dr. Peterson said, but basically accurate. Human soldiers are trained to use stress as an advantage. The final test was the most terrifying. Dr. Crickstal wanted to see how long humans could maintain enhanced performance under stress. Most species would collapse from exhaustion within minutes. Chris and Nicole maintained peak performance for hours. Their adrenaline response seemed to have no upper limit, and they showed no signs of fatigue even after extended periods of enhanced activity. This is not sustainable, Dr. Crickstal said, watching the readings. They should have collapsed from system overload. Humans can maintain combat readiness for days if necessary, Dr. Peterson explained. We evolved to handle extended periods of danger. Dr. Crickstal's final report was classified beyond top secret. He concluded that humans were not just predators who had chosen civilization. They were predators who could become more dangerous when threatened. The adrenaline response makes humans exponentially more capable under stress, he wrote. An individual human in danger is equivalent to our best military hardware. A group of humans under stress could theoretically defeat any force in the galaxy. The report's conclusion was simple but chilling. We are not dealing with a species that becomes weak under pressure. We are dealing with a species that becomes impossibly strong when threatened. Chief Quainthara's scales remained black for days after reading the report. The Alliance had discovered that humans were not just apex predators. They were apex predators who became more dangerous when cornered. "What have we invited into our galaxy?" she asked Dr. Crixtell. "A species that could conquer us all," he replied, "if they ever decide that civilization is not worth maintaining." The galaxy's safety now depended on keeping humans happy, fed, and unthreatened. The alternative was facing a species that became more dangerous with every challenge they encountered. The secret meetings had been going on for weeks. Chief Cointhara sat in the most secure conference room in Alliance space, surrounded by the highest-ranking officials from every member species. The data from Dr. Crixtall's research lay before them like a death sentence. "We need to know more," she announced, her scales dark with worry. "Everything we have learned about humans has been about their civilian population. We need to understand their military capabilities." Dr. Sethkari shifted uncomfortably in his chair. "Chief, are you sure this is wise? Every test we have conducted has revealed that humans are more dangerous than we thought." "That is exactly why we must continue," Quenthara replied. "If humans are as capable as our research suggests, we need to know what we are truly dealing with." Dr. Peterson arrived at the research station with 2 final volunteers. The moment they stepped off the shuttle, every alien in the facility felt a change in the atmosphere. These humans were different. "This is Alex Turner, former Special Operations," Dr. Peterson said, introducing a lean man with sharp eyes that seemed to see everything. "And Rachel Stone, also former Special Forces. They have both agreed to demonstrate military training applications." Alex and Rachel moved with a fluid confidence that made the watching aliens nervous. They did not seem dangerous, but something about them suggested they could become deadly without warning. "Before we begin," Dr. Peterson said, "I want to explain something important. These volunteers represent humans who have been trained specifically for combat. What you are about to see is not natural human ability, but natural ability enhanced by military training." Dr. Crixtall approached the humans carefully. "What does military training involve?" "Teaching humans to use their natural capabilities more effectively," Alex explained. "We learn to control our stress response, coordinate with teammates, and accomplish missions under any conditions." The first test was endurance under combat conditions. Dr. Crixtall created a simulation that combined physical challenges, mental stress, and tactical problems. Most species would fail within minutes. Alex and Rachel operated continuously for 18 hours. They solved complex problems, overcame physical obstacles, and maintained perfect coordination throughout the entire test. When it ended, they were tired but fully functional. 18 hours of continuous operation, Dr. Crixtall said in disbelief. "How is this possible?" "Standard mission length," Rachel replied. "We train to operate for days without rest if necessary. Sleep deprivation is just another obstacle to overcome." The next test was adaptation to hostile environments. Dr. Crixtall prepared chambers with conditions that would kill most species instantly. Alex and Rachel not only survived, they thrived in freezing temperatures that would crystallize alien blood. They remained active. In toxic atmospheres that would dissolve alien lungs, they completed complex tasks. In radiation levels that would sterilize most worlds, they showed no signs of distress. "How do you survive conditions that should be instantly fatal?" Dr. Veltar asked. "Training and equipment," Alex said. "But mostly training. We learned to push our bodies beyond normal limits." Dr. Crixtall realized that military training did not just teach humans to fight, it taught them to become more than human. "What are the limits of this training?" Rachel smiled, an expression that somehow looked predatory. "We try not to find out." The most disturbing test came when Dr. Crixtall evaluated human military coordination. He created a scenario where Alex and Rachel had to work together to solve an impossible problem. They did not just succeed, they made it look easy. Their coordination was perfect, their communication minimal but precise. They operated like a single organism with two bodies. They are sharing information faster than our communication systems, Dr. Veltar observed. How are they coordinating so perfectly? Military training teaches humans to think alike, Dr. Peterson explained. Soldiers learn to anticipate their teammates and operate as a unit. Dr. Krickstahl realized the implications. If two humans could coordinate this perfectly, what could larger groups accomplish? How many humans can operate together this way? Military units can range from small teams to entire armies, Alex said. The more humans working together, the more effective they become. The research team requested access to human military history. What they found in the archives made them question everything they thought they knew about warfare. Humans had fought wars, involving millions of soldiers across entire continents. They had coordinated complex operations across multiple planets. They had developed weapons that could destroy worlds and strategies that could defeat any enemy. Your species has experience with galactic-scale warfare, Dr. Krickstahl said, reading the files. We fought each other for thousands of years, Rachel explained. We learned to be very good at war before we learned to be good at peace. The final revelation came when Dr. Krickstahl asked about human military doctrine. He expected to learn about weapons and tactics. Instead, he discovered something far more frightening. Human military philosophy is based on total victory, Alex explained. We do not fight to defend territory or resources. We fight to eliminate threats completely. What does that mean? Dr. Krickstahl asked. When humans go to war, we do not stop until our enemy surrenders unconditionally or ceases to exist, Rachel said calmly. We are persistence hunters. We apply that same principle to warfare. The implications hit the research team like a physical blow. Humans did not just fight wars, they fought to completely eliminate their enemies. They would pursue victory across years, decades, or centuries until they achieved total success. Are you telling me that humans would hunt an enemy species to extinction? Dr. Krickstahl asked. If necessary, Alex replied. War is too serious to leave anything to chance. Dr. Krickstahl's final report was classified beyond all previous security levels. Only the Alliance High Council was permitted to read it, and even they required psychological support after reviewing the findings. We have made a terrible mistake, the report concluded. We believed humans were refugees seeking protection. We believed they were weak and needed our help. We believed they would be grateful members of our alliance. The truth is far more dangerous. Humans are not refugees. They are conquerors who chose peace. They are not weak. They are predators who limit themselves. They are not grateful. They are patient. The report's final section contained the most chilling revelation of all. Human military capabilities suggest they could defeat the entire alliance if they chose to do so. Their persistence hunting instincts, enhanced by adrenaline response, and military training make them unstoppable opponents. We are not their equals seeking mutual benefit. We are their prey, hoping they remain satisfied with peaceful coexistence. Chief Quinthara called an emergency session of the Alliance High Council. For the first time in galactic history, every member species was united by a single emotion: terror. The recommendation is simple, she announced to the assembled leaders. Humans will receive immediate full Alliance membership with unlimited privileges. They will be granted every resource they request. They will be treated as the dominant species in the Alliance. But why? Asked the Zephyrian representative. Why give them so much? Quainthara's scales turned the deepest black possible. Because the alternative is extinction. If humans decide that the Alliance is a threat rather than a benefit, they will hunt us all until nothing remains. The Alliance implemented new protocols designed around a single principle: keep humans happy. Resources flowed to human worlds. Technology was shared freely, and every human request was granted immediately. Galaxy's most powerful civilizations had become vassals to a species they had thought needed protection. The irony was lost on no one, but no one dared to speak of it. Back on the research station, Jake Morrison returned for a follow-up medical check. His wounds had healed completely, leaving only faint scars. He walked through the facility with the same casual confidence he had shown weeks earlier. Dr. Zethkari watched him through the observation window, finally understanding what he was seeing. Jake was not a wounded refugee grateful for help. He was an apex predator graciously allowing prey species to share his territory. Dr. Peterson, Dr. Zethkari said quietly, "Are humans aware of how we now view them?" Dr. Peterson smiled, but for the first time, her expression looked dangerous. "Humans are very good at reading other species, Doctor. We understand exactly how you see us now." "And how do you feel about that?" "Relieved," she replied. "It's exhausting pretending to be helpless when you are not. Now we can all be honest about what we really are." Dr. Zethkari realized that humans had never been confused about their place in the galaxy. They had simply been polite enough to let other species maintain their illusions. The galaxy was safe as long as humans chose to be civilized. But everyone now understood that civilization was a choice humans made every day, not a limitation imposed upon them. In the end, the Alliance had not gained a new member species. They had gained new masters who were kind enough to let them think they were still in charge. The age of human dominance had begun, not through conquest, but through the simple revelation of what humans truly were. The galaxy's apex predators had finally stopped pretending to be anything else.